Good evening, everyone. Previously on the Cassini project, the only reason why half of you viewed that last episode. Now the continuation. In more seriousness, last time our crew had an encounter with the USS Pathfinder, the first ship of our class. And we had Captain Maroney here, showing us how it should actually be done, instead of how we actually do, you know.
You mean we don't shoot things first and second and third?
Yeah, who knew, right? That we're about peaceful exploration and fucking that up. But
Seems fake.
Yeah. But we're going to continue off where we left off last night, where Admiral Ted's estranged husband was sitting on the couch, having abandoned the Pathfinder to his fate, and you two turning around to see a very familiar temporal agent saying, "So, you've crossed your own time stream."
If it were possible for Acacian to be pale, Caceres would be pale right now.
Zach and me, I was on the couch, just like, I like it when he makes that face. It's always fun.
I turn over to Zach. You just let him drag you out of the house? What the hell are you doing on the Pathfinder?
I was there to analyze their Argo Mark II.
I thought you were over at Daystrom.
I am working for Daystrom Institute. They, however, have done some significant upgrades in ground vehicles. I've been assisting with the development of one.
Doing on a freaking starship in the middle of a war?
Well, it wasn't a war when I was on it.
Oh my god.
It's adorable.
I'm trying to blend in with like the plant in the corner.
I cannot deal with this right now. I have too much shit going on.
Well, unfortunately, says Daniel, you're gonna have to deal with this.
Daniel, just shut the fuck up. I am not dealing with you right now.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to.
No, shut up, Daniels. I'm not letting you drag me into something else again. Last time I was Archer. Then it was the frickin' DTI. Then it was the frickin' that guy with an eye patch. Why don't you keep your little play toy, the other version of me from an alternate universe? Don't think I don't know about him. All right?
I know you
call
know
him, or you call the one little asshole in that one universe where things explode. I don't know. Look at one of them, not me. I am out.
I am not recruiting you for anything. This is a situation of your own creation.
Gonna throw that one in my face again.
Well, I do have the good news of saying this will be your last, well, with the exception of one time dilation event, your last temporal incident. And he tosses a silver pocket watch at you. Congratulations, you're officially retired. Well, once this is over.
Yeah. You've been wrong before.
Well,
Bears are silver. Damn it!
he just kind of goes, well,
Zindi.
this is a little more complicated, Ted.
Yeah, I doubt that.
He literally pulls out a physical, folder that says the Tedesco Cassini incident on it. Let me just explain to you what's going on. Let's see. 5 or 6, depending on how you want to count it, crossing your own time streams. 15 counts of predestination paradoxes. I'm not even going to touch this other thing.
Says the man who left a communicator in the 22nd century and it's still in a vault.
Yeah, about that. You are in no place to throw a stone today.
Do I look like I'm in a glass house?
Oh, you most definitely are. Unfortunately, I can't authorize you to return to your present from your point of view.
Why the hell not?
Because if you do, you won't actually come back, and then a bunch of people you know in your present will cease to exist. So yeah, paradox. Also, there's the fact of Temporal Regulation 1523 regarding the Iconian War. You're stuck here.
And I'm the problematic one.
That regulation
you're
bullshit.
It may be bullshit, but why do you think we're dumping all our time displaced people here? We need bodies.
Wow, that's cold.
Freaking barbaric.
Sometimes we don't get the luxury of getting to rise above it. Reminder of the barbarism that you're experiencing every day while you're here.
I'm kind of forgetful.
What's Mazaka doing right now?
He is just sitting, crossed legs, hands clasped together right beneath his chin, and just kind of smiling, enjoying every moment of this.
Is he mostly paying
knitting a
attention?
scarf.
Is he mostly paying attention to Ted?
He's just watching the whole scene develop, but yes, he's primarily focusing on Ted.
Okay.
It's just fucking ridiculous.
Oh, it absolutely is. There's a reason this is going to go down in literal textbooks for DTI agents.
Terrific. Great. Terrific. Fine. I'll get you out of the rest of my life. Fine. Whatever.
Well, it will, so... Thank you for this last wonderful well, okay, one more conversation after this. But that's to actually send you back once the war's over.
I can do that myself.
No, you won't need to. Also, you're not going to be able to.
What, are they going to stop making yellow dwarfs?
No, but I would suggest you talk to your chief engineer. This ship is not in the best shape right now. You did fly it into a black hole.
That wasn't me.
Either way, I'm just saying. A little bit of a structural integrity issue going on.
Fine. So what the hell is it you need us to do?
I don't need you to do anything. I'm merely here to tell you that you can't go back.
You are going to cause a lot of problems with this.
No,
Face
I'm
it,
not.
Admiral. Face it. You're grounded.
Commander, I will knock you back down to ensign so fast.
And then how are you going to explain that when you get back to the present?
I don't care, because I'll be retiring.
Daniels just puts on this gigantic grin at that thought.
She's retired anyway. Was retired.
Ted, I don't envy you the days that are going to come.
Go mess up someone else's timeline. Get out of here.
I'm not the one messing up the timeline today, Ted. Oh, by the way, good luck with the retirement. You're gonna need it.
Ugh.
And he walks out the door.
As soon as he's gone, I'm gonna look between Ted and Misaka, like back and forth a few times, and then finally settle on looking at Misaka and go, so, is he always like that?
Mazaka... Oh, crap. Well, that kind of fits the feelings right now. Mazaka just kind of looks and goes, you should know. Don't try to play this political bullshit with me. You know I won't tolerate it.
Zach. Don't.
Oh, and why not? It's not like she has
Rosebud.
dark. You know, you could pick a better code word.
What else?
It
Who
is
else
kind of
uses that
shitty.
word? Look, I thought you liked Citizen Kane.
I do. I don't like you using it for your... Yeah.
Well, then we'll pick a different word, okay? The point is we can't talk to you about it.
Well... See, the thing is just the fact that you're here, I already knew that something is horribly wrong. Which means either I'm going to stick around for one of two reasons. One, you're not trying to strangle her which means you two have resolved issues, which means I need to be aware of what's going to go down. So I've already been temporarily violated. 2, either way, there's only 2 ways that you have come back in time. Either we've lost the war and you're here to fix it, which, based on your conversation with Daniels, is probably not the case. Or you survived the war, it's ended, in which case the safest place for me to be is here.
That's assuming we're looking at a predestination paradox, which isn't not necessarily the case. Daniels, in his infinite wisdom, is often frequently wrong about the timeline.
Can you shut up for a second?
What?
Just... And I'm gonna, like, make the, like, zip mouth motion. There's too many time incursions already happening. The prime directive is out the window. Do you want answers to your questions? Yes or no?
Is that to Zach or Ted?
That's to Zach.
Commander.
He goes, of course I do. And you're not going to be able to get rid of me, Ted, so...
Well... Yes. To the... to the...
Okay, then.
Ted is just giving Cathera just the most withering glare.
Harris doesn't give a shit.
This is the most straightforward you have ever been with me, Keth. Ted, what the hell is going on?
A lot can change in 6 months.
6 months. It's kind of small for you.
I guess I'm... Fucking, I don't know. I hate time travel so much.
He's gonna have access to our computer logs. He's gonna find out eventually.
I assumed Ariel would have been able to censor information you didn't have priority to.
Who's Ariel?
Oh, right. And
fuck.
I'm gonna look up towards the ceiling. Ariel! Meet Dr. Mizaka.
Greetings, Doctor. And you just see Mizaka just drops the dog he was on his lap, and just slack-jawed.
Ariel is a fully synthetic photonic intelligence.
Ta-da!
Built by our child.
So at first he saw it, and then he hears our child, and he goes, and he looks at Keth and goes, "What did you do with my research?" And it's the darkest look. Ted, you've didn't see this kind of dark look during the darkest days of the Valkyrie.
I wish I could answer that question.
What?
This family reunion keeps getting better and better.
Approximately, I don't know, 5 months.
3 months.
3 months, 27 days, 14 hours.
Thank you. From now, since now, whatever, there is an incident that happens on Nimbus 3. Everyone on board the ship gets their mind wiped.
Remember that one incident with the Enterprise D?
I thought that was...
Same, but permanent.
Oh.
Well, for most of them. And again, I just glare over at Catheris.
And I'm gonna walk over to Mizaka and hold my hand out. It's nice to meet you.
I suppose it's nice to meet you too. And he just kind of takes your hand, and there's just kind of this look of, what? So the other Catheris is not in there.
Dead, for all intents and purposes.
Although bits and pieces do seem to be poking out every so often.
Fuck off!
You cut her into pieces!
Oh, Ted, like you haven't done something like that.
After the Jem'Hadar?
She had a nanopore slurpa and was going to cut my head off.
All right, that's enough. Clearly, we have issues to resolve. However, just knowing that Catheris, at least the Catheris I knew, is going to be dead in the next 3 months, is alone a source of celebration. And I think we should at least appreciate that we're getting a better child out of it.
I'm gonna give a look like, excuse me?
Ted is also given the exact same look.
Oh, don't give me that look. You did not have to deal with having to play politics from everything from teaching them how to use the bathroom to going to school. Pointing out that, Ted was still working in Starfleet when Catheris was a child.
I was here when I could be.
I'm making the point that if they're a better person now, I'm all for that.
Trying.
Talking about a death of personality.
A personality that, frankly, was a little bit of a sociopath.
Was I really
Still
that
our
bad?
daughter!
Love can only go so far, Ted.
Ted walks over to the replicator. Tequila!
It replicates synthaholic tequila.
Actual tequila.
Access denied.
Override.
Denied.
This is when the Admiral finds out he doesn't have command codes to Cassini.
Ariel.
Mazaka just goes, computer override Mazaka 3. And real tequila forms. Good thing I left that back door in.
Was I really that bad?
Yes.
No.
Yes, they were.
They were troubled. I overreacted. Like I usually do. They would have come around.
Wow. Was that an admission of guilt?
Yeah, I fuck up sometimes.
Ariel, are you recording this? Because I want a holo program of it later.
Well. We're trying things. I still don't think he likes me. And I look towards Ted.
Oh, that's okay. He doesn't like me either.
Like you more to that freak captain.
There's nothing wrong with Harrison. I don't know what's wrong with you.
He is a freak of nature, and his mother is a monster.
I won't argue the mother, but you know what? That doesn't make him anything more than one of her victims. You didn't see him after school, and how lonely that child was.
Yes, problems, sure, but we all do.
And to be honest, he was nicer than you used to be.
I'm gonna walk over to the replicator and kind of lean up against the wall.
You're being a little hard, don't you think, Zach?
No, I think I'm just about right.
Lapsang Shuchong hot with lemon and ginger.
You drink tea now?
Let's just say I had to stop drinking.
This is an occasion. And at this moment, this wonderful family reunion is interrupted. Centurion Sahen to all senior staff. Prepare for a briefing in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Sahan.
Probably letting us know how fucked the warp core is.
Wait, so we almost flew into a black hole? What happened?
Suffice it to say, the slingshot maneuver is always a bit of a... It always messes up ships. Using the black hole.
No. Okay. We were on the base, and then what happened?
That's right. You were shot.
Yes.
And I give Catheris the lowdown on what happened.
Mazaka, meanwhile, is just like, this is better than those Centaurian soap operas.
So yeah, in order to save everybody, I had to use a newly formed black hole as my gravitative anchor to throw us back into time. But because it wasn't a black hole where we came from, things got messed up.
Catheris' eye just like twitches a bit, just like.
And Zach is just like, don't worry, it's like this all the time.
Yeah, that's the appropriate response to time travel.
I guess you're welcome to come with us to this meeting.
Oh, I get the feeling I'm not going to have a choice. Because now I have to figure out what you've been doing with this AI.
Well,
It was like the most moral person on the ship so far as I've been able to tell.
Really?
Yeah.
she's great. I love her.
There's just this look of, like, joy on his face.
Yeah, remember the time we had to keep, like, was like Section 31 or something from trying to literally tear her out of the ship?
We're not talking about that. I've repressed that memory.
Yeah, they tried to pull
Anyway.
the data shit on Ariel. Wasn't fun.
Oh, fantastic. Did you win at least?
We did.
Then you're going to make my life's work happen. Thank you.
The look on Drake's face was definitely worth it.
Technically, they already did. There's a version of Ariel already active at this moment in time.
What?
Okay,
We're not.
we're not telling him things now? That's new.
I don't know what this version of Ariel is like.
So, can I get everyone to do a quick insight command roll? Difficulty
Sure.
1. I need you.
My rolling is.
Uh-huh.
10. This is for the 3 in this thing.
Okie dokie.
Because right now, 3 of you haven't noticed something.
Insight command. Do I have any foci?
Yeah, do I have any fun?
Do you have a foci with noticing an object?
Not me, no.
I have what's it, constantly watching.
I will allow that.
Alrighty, let's do this. That wasn't me.
That's not you. That's the other guy.
Oh no.
That third die doesn't count.
There we go. Okay.
No, because constantly watching gives me a die.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's 2. Okay. No, that was me. That's 2. I
Okay.
just didn't move the thing over.
Okay, so you realize there is a pad on the desk that wasn't there before. That you think Daniel's left behind. It's of this era.
I'm gonna pick it up and take a look at it.
And it is, as you look at it, is a list of protocols for how to deal with being temporarily left in the Iconian War, including reference to expect a subspace communication from Starfleet Command from an Admiral Pierce Graham.
Ah, Graham. Okay, good. I thought they were gonna send someone else.
Yeah, Graham is... You don't know what he was doing during this period of time. You know that he is officially the liaison officer with DTI and another of other organizations, besides Komarova. So,
Yeah. I'll take Graham over the alternative.
He'll take Graham over the alternative. Probably. You do know that he was in charge of a fleet during this time, and that's not usually his thing, actually. So, something to think about.
We should get to that meeting.
Yeah, probably.
Tally ho! Alright. 10 minutes pass, and you guys enter the briefing room. Everyone else is already there.
We need more chairs.
Misaka's content to just lean against the wall.
The captain will stand up and graciously offer his chair.
Your ship, your seat. Always respect that.
Ted snorts.
Not you.
Are we all here? And I'm seeing, it looks like everybody is. Alright, Centurion, you called this meeting?
Alright, so while we were helping the Pathfinder out, we went ahead and finally finished our diagnostics. We have bad news. The structural integrity field on the ship is compromised severely.
By our
Great.
temporal jump or by something else?
Because of the temporal jump, specifically because of the gravimetric distortions using a black hole. And being thrown out of it so violently.
Can it be repaired?
Yes, unfortunately that repair will take about a week in a dry dock facility, which we don't have access to, and probably would be considered low priority compared to other ships at this period of time. As it stands...
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, as it stands, based on the gravimetric readings taken and correlated by REL, we can't do another slingshot maneuver. To do so would rip the ship into 1,000 pieces.
Great.
Well, perhaps there's another method of getting back to our own time.
Everyone just looks at Ted.
Probably, but it's being exceptionally dangerous.
He means to say he's not quite sure how.
Ted rolls his eyes.
How long will it take to get the integrity field stabilized enough that we can take more than one hit?
Well, we should be able to be fine in combat. There'll be reduced ability to resist damage, but we should be fine in combat maneuvers.
No, there's combat maneuvers and there's combat maneuvers against the Iconians.
Well, the fact is that we're going to have to rely more on our shields than our structural integrity field.
Is the ablative armor functional?
It is functional. Unfortunately, that's just plating that goes over the hull. It's not going to actually help us if we have to deal with severe gravimetric disturbances.
And I assume we
but it
can't
would
use
help
that on...
us in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So it appears
Maybe
that-
we can...
Go for it.
Sorry. Maybe we can scan for necessary materials, try and stop for at least a couple of hours to make a patch.
There's not a way to do a patch job on this. We've done what we could while we were replicating materials. The fact is, we need to have the ship in dry dock. They have to take apart some of the outer bulkheads and inner bulkheads to replace components. We're talking about a third of the ship would have to be exposed to space. We don't have that.
I didn't know it was that bad. Wait, is this worse than what happened after Romulus?
No, it sounds like we still have access to basic ship functions. It's just we aren't we're rather susceptible to extreme gravimetric pressure right now.
Exactly. And like I said, we will have reduced ability to maintain armor integrity in a fight.
And it sounds like we're probably not going to be able to rely on landing the Cassini on any planetary surface.
We can do it. It will be at higher risk, but it's still possible. It's dealing with extreme gravimetric pressure, sir.
Hmm.
We're talking stars, black holes, pulsars.
And it's not like there isn't an abundance.
So don't be taking the ship into any coronaspheres.
I guess, Kagon, you better be extra vigilant with those scans you take.
Always, Commander.
But otherwise, apart from that newfound weakness, the ship is ready to go.
As best as we can. The only thing we're going to have to keep track of is our antimatter stores. Probably have to rig up something so that we can create our own in small amounts.
If we're going to be here for a while, that means we'll have to go on a wartime footing.
Well, fortunately, the ship already has a fully functional hydroponics bay. Alexon has already been talking about scheduling meals for people.
Yeah, you should find some notes and guidelines for that in the ship's computer.
Yes, sir.
And it should probably go without saying, but for the time being, we're going to be under a bit of a communications blackout. We can't risk causing too much damage to the timeline. Which means no contacting friends or family outside of the ship.
Talus, you and Graz need to maybe run some drills. We want to make sure that if Iconians get on board, we can handle it.
Already on it, Commander.
Graz just sorts of frowns and just starts cracking his knuckles. Sort of shrugs.
Glad I've been spending more time at the shooting range.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what Starfleet Command has in store for us, but yeah, for the meantime, it's best to assume we're going to be here for the long haul.
Mazaka is just giving a smirk at Ted right now.
Captain, we're gonna need some extra quarters. We picked up a stowaway, and I'm gonna look towards Mazaka.
He's just doing the finger quotes things right as that's pointed out.
Dr. Mzaka? And Harrison just nods.
Captain, permission to come on board?
Granted.
Delay.
Although, warning would have been nice.
I don't like giving Ted warnings anymore.
I understand, but it is not the Admiral's ship.
Fair enough. My apologies, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
I also volunteer my services in assisting your engineering staff.
I'm sure the Centurion will need all the help he can get. No offense.
None taken, Captain. I'll take it.
Anything I can spare between paperwork, I'll be with you too, Sahab.
Well, is there anything else that we need to bring up? Now's the time.
Dr. Varas, you've been kind of quiet.
Dr. Varas is currently helping pick up some kids from school.
Ah!
Oh, no, not yet. I have 20 minutes before I have to go pick them up.
Okay.
I've been quiet. I've just been thinking. We're
About?
probably going to need to, if we're here for a prolonged period of time, especially during the Iconian War, we're going to need to stock up in the med bay, replicate what we need for casualties and for large-scale battle scenarios with multiple injuries, I'm assuming, just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
We may be able to rely on some non-replicated remedies as well, Doctor.
With the astroponics bay, yeah, there could be any medicinal herbs in there as well that could be of use.
Let us know we need to replicate in bulk, and we'll see about getting you the required energy.
Aye, Captain.
There's nothing else? I mean, Captain looks around the room.
I guess I just need to know where to go now.
I understand for the time being we hold position until we receive word from Starfleet Command.
Very well.
Yes. I don't want to reiterate this, but it's very tempting to try to reach out to some people who aren't here where we're from, but it's best to avoid that temptation.
My family are traitors, Captain. You need not worry about me.
And I don't remember if I have family or not, so it's not a very large problem.
Well, if you're feeling lonely, reach out. The rest of the crew is here for you.
Harrison takes a look at the lectures.
Who?
Lieutenant.
Talus.
Dallas.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Half of us were paying attention, the other half couldn't hear what he was saying.
Basically, just warning everybody to not reach out to anybody who might be who might not have survived the war or otherwise.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it would be awkward at, the least level of problems.
Mm-hmm. Tell them let's go about our duties.
Alright.
Aye, Captain.
And I'm going to dismiss the meeting.
Alright. So the meeting is dismissed. Most of you spend about an hour or two on the bridge, kind of just shooting the breeze at each other. And then
Gonna find Mizaka a place to sleep.
he has quite made it clear to you that he is completely content staying in the same room as Ted.
Oh yeah, no, the captain intentionally set them up in the same VIP quarters.
The comparison. Wait, what?
We won't die because of the Iconians.
Well, Harrison,
No, we'll die because of the two of them.
and Harrison just waits.
Because they punch a hole through the side of the ship.
So it's like, finally I can get the repairs going!
I swear, if the doctor has to tell another admiral or another captain not to punch something,
Talus is making battle drill plans, and that's why she wasn't paying attention during the meeting, because she was nose deep in her own work.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with that.
Works for me.
I'm gonna, at some point, just kind of tug Harris.
Okay.
Two things. Three things, actually. One, what do we do about Drake? Two, what the hell is my life? Three, how are you doing right now?
Well, to answer question number one, if Drake is content to keep himself under house arrest, and as long as he abides by the commands that we're not to contact anyone outside, I think that'll be fine. Two, I'm not even going to get into that quagmire at all. Sorry, but that's you. And three, remember back when we were all waking up on Nimbus 3 and we were just kind of relying on the book because we didn't know what else to do with our lives?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but for different reasons.
Yeah, that's fair. If you need to talk about it or vent or scream or
I think you may have to monitor me for a few days to make sure I don't violate my own orders.
Do something stupid?
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm tempted.
Yeah, I can see it on your face.
Yeah. Really? I thought I was so good at it. Damn it.
You may not know it, but you have a very specific tell.
It's gonna bother me.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what it is, because if I tell you, you're gonna try and fix it, and I need to have it.
You're the worst.
But we may need Drake at some point in the future. We need bodies. You heard what Daniel... No, you didn't. I'm sorry. That was... Oh. Daniels was here.
Who?
Oh, God. And I'm gonna, reiterate the whole meeting.
That's...
One of Dad's friends from work.
He's the uncle who doesn't work at Nintendo, so he can't tell you all.
But at the same time, he can, because he can use time travel, so, you know.
That sounds... I honestly don't... I don't envy what you have to put up with. My mother's a commander in Section 31.
I never thought I was gonna say this, but at least you have the simple things going.
Mm-hmm. Back in time, mother's a spy, son was kidnapped.
Oh, God. But, yeah, apparently there's gonna be notes about us in a history book because we fucked up so bad.
You sure that's why?
I hope that's why. I hope it's not because we're gonna get smeared across the galaxy in some horrific fashion.
It could be that we end up saving the universe.
There's just gives you a look like, nah.
It can't always be the Enterprise. Or
Yeah,
that one
shit.
admiral who, for some reason, ended up as a rear admiral in 18 months.
This
We
ship.
don't talk about the Admiral!
This ship, this crew, save the galaxy.
What do you think this is, the Normandy?
A little bit, yeah.
It's at this moment, Rico's Captain, incoming transmission, Starfleet Command.
Priority?
1.
On screen.
And... Greeting, Captain. I'm Admiral Graham. So, you've had a little time travel incident, it seems.
Yes. Yes, it's, I assume you can brief on the details, Admiral?
Yes, I have. Agent Daniels was quite thorough. I'm adding you to the list of my temporally displaced fleet.
Would you like me to, would you like me to call, Admiral Tedesco here to the bridge?
There's no worry. I'll send him a text message. I know Ted well enough to know that I don't have to go through that.
That's
Or
fair.
rather, I don't want to go through that.
That's entirely fair.
So, time for me to explain how this is going to work for you. Because of the nature of the Iconian War and the number of losses we've taken, people who are unfortunately temporarily displaced here are forced to remain for the duration. We need the bodies. It's cold, but every person on our side means maybe we save 10, 20,000, a million more. Fortunately, all of these ships that are at least of Alliance make fall under my purview. For the Federation ones, anyways. As it stands, you are officially under my command. And at the end of this war, we'll find a way to send you back to where you belong.
Very well.
Do you have any questions?
I do have some concerns about the possibility of, essentially, conscripting temple refugees of what that could do to the timeline, but I'm assuming those are concerns you've already heard.
Concerns we think about every day. And then I look at the casualty reports that come in every day, and I feel, well, just as conflicted, but at least with an understanding of why we do it.
Mm-hmm. Is there any possibility of some dry dock time for the Cassini? We did take some damage upon entering this timeline.
How severe is your damage?
We do have some problems with our structural integrity that our chief engineer has insisted that the only way to repair is through dry dock time. It's not too severe, but it might affect our combat capabilities.
Graham picks up the pad and goes, "Well, Captain, based on your ship's profile, I'm going to try to avoid putting you in combat. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to have to deny your request."
I understand, but avoidance and sometimes combat happens, especially this time.
I am aware. Unfortunately, we need as many dry docks as possible, getting ships that are, well, to be blunt, eviscerated back into the fight as quickly as possible. Anything that's worth and capable of fighting right now, they have to make do as is. Anything that's not gets the dry docks.
Understood. Do you have any orders for us right now, Admiral?
For the moment, hold your position. We're waiting on updated fleet reports. In the next 48 hours, I should have an assignment for you.
Very well.
Pierce out.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, Graham out. Pierce is his first name.
I tried.
Captain, if we do enter combat, I'll do what we can to keep Cassini in one piece.
Yeah, but the nature of the enemy, if we had to enter combat, I wouldn't want to do so without an entire fleet at our backing.
Well, there's, of course, that.
But yeah, I appreciate the sentiment.
We're gonna have to do research on what weapons hit the Iconians hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison's fists.
It's true.
My old logs probably have something to that effect.
And there was
We
also the brief contact we had with the Iconians back during the incident with the Romulan Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, if you can find anything, let me know, okay?
Mm-hmm. And
Ariel.
I'll give you
Ariel.
some personal notes on what I remember.
Ariel chimes in at this point and goes, "I have already prepared a series of threat assessments and combat stratagems that I am forwarding to the entire senior staff."
Mm-hmm.
We would be
Lieutenant,
lost without you.
Mm-hmm. Lieutenant, I definitely want you to run some combat drills for repelling mortars.
Of course, I already have security teams set up on a rotating roster. We're going to be doing drills night and day.
Very good.
We'll be ready. Also, Captain, may I have a moment?
Absolutely. Here or in my ready room?
In the ready room, if you wouldn't mind.
Very well. Commander, you have the con.
All right,
Why not?
All right, 1 second to get this set up. And moving you over. All right, you're in the ready room.
Captain, I know that our circumstances are interesting, but I am concerned about civilians that are on board the Cassini.
Anyone in
Mainly
particular?
my husband. I know that keeping him on board would probably be the best bet from a temporal prime directive standpoint, but if they're conscripting us into this war. Again.
You better he was someplace safe.
Yes. If we can control where he is, hopefully he doesn't cross over his own time stream, but
You may also want to ask what he wants.
I just want to be able to do my job, sir, without having to worry. That's why I wasn't paying attention during the meeting. The way I lost the rest of them.
I understand. But before we continue this conversation, you might want to have a conversation with him first.
Very well.
Mm-hmm. But this is going to be a trial, so I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you'll have my back, regardless.
Mm-hmm. And I know you and everyone else on that ship will keep me from doing anything crazy.
Well, there's a human saying, I'm here to chew tobacco and kick ass. No, it's not tobacco. Bubblegum. And
I thought it
I'm
was
all out
taffy.
of gum. Taffy?
I think it's taffy.
Well, whatever it is, I'm all out of it.
Alright, well. Let's go find some ass to kick.
And that's when the door chime rings again.
Actually, yes, because as you open the door and Talus steps out, Kathleen is actually standing there, about to push the button. Oh, Captain.
Which is funny because Kagon was right behind her.
All right, so we can have both of them at the same time. I think.
I think so.
Yeah, Captain. I was hoping I could have a moment of your time.
Ms. Dong, yes, please, come in. And you too, Commander.
Captain.
Captain, I'm here because I wanted to talk about... I'm making myself available to you. I mean, I've been assisting this crew with getting in contact with their families, rebuilding their lives. I haven't been able to contribute much else. With the crew having no memories of who they are or what transpired during this time, I may be of use here.
I'm certainly willing to accept any help we can get, but I do worry how effective they could be with a current communications blackout.
I don't need outside sources. I lived this war. I was installed with a Mako unit during it. I know how to handle this, Captain.
Well, I'm not going to permit anything that would disrupt the timeline.
I understand that, and I have no intention of going off ship. But I am a useful source of intelligence to prepare you for what's going to happen.
You do remember that I remember, right?
I know. But not everyone else does. And if nothing else, I may have a different perspective that might be able to assist you as well. They're obviously not sending you to the exact same situations.
Mm-hmm. No, I'd welcome any help we can get on the ship.
Of course.
Yeah, and thank you for reaching out to us.
Of course. And she offers out her hand.
Mm-hmm. And if you could dig up anything on... No, never mind.
If you were going to say about our stowaway, I already know more than you think.
No, not about... I'm also familiar with the doctor.
Well, then, whatever it is, It's probably not important.
Not yet. Not yet, anyway.
Don't get too caught up in causality. I'll see you
No,
around,
that's
Captain.
that's the Admiral's job. And you have a good day, Ms. Dong.
Thank you. And she bows and leaves.
Kagon, what can I do for you?
On the note of timelines and causality, Captain, I am very concerned that Starfleet is breaking its own temporal prime directive in the name of bodies.
Yes,
the
the
front.
our in-house admiral had similar, albeit more vehement concerns.
Consider, what if they are also pressing temporally displaced ships from the past into this war? Starfleet is risking the timeline by doing this. The temporal prime directive is in place for a reason.
The temporal prime directive says those guys can't come back.
And I would agree with you. Part of the reason why I was asking for dog time was for potential to repair our structural damage.
I think if the opportunity presents itself for us to return to our time, Captain, we should do so. No matter what Starfleet of this time may think.
If you could stand it, I would like you and the Admiral to keep an eye out for anything we may use to our advantage on that front.
Aye, sir.
At the very least, we can... The Admiral has also been expressing some of the concerns, and... if anyone's going to know how to go behind Starfleet's back and essentially jump ship, it's going to be him.
With your permission, then, I will speak with him.
You may want to bring a drink.
For him or for myself?
Yes.
Noted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you, Kagon. This is not a correct situation.
It might also be worth giving this information to Miss Dong if she is not aware already. Perhaps we can make sure this does not happen again by holding Starfleet accountable.
I think Ms. Dong would already know. She's already been through this once.
Not from a temporally displaced point of view.
Fair point. I'll consider it.
And with that, Kagon just kind of nods and...
Kagon,
Sir,
how are you holding up?
it will be good to distract myself with scientific pursuits. I'm not taking the news of my family's disposition well. And my Tribble is not speaking with me.
I think Worf might come around. If it's any consolation, you're always the black sheep. And that you didn't agree with their disposition either.
Kagon smiles. Thank you, Captain.
Mm-hmm. And we're both going to head out of the bridge.
Alright, we're actually going to cut away. Sorry, Steph, this isn't the scene you asked for. But
That's fine.
Talus, you're coming up the hallway to meet with some of your security people. When you run into Ray Sean, who's actually looking? Talus, I was just coming to see you.
Oh, funny, because I was just coming to see you.
Well, at least there's symmetry.
Yeah.
You're the ranking officer. Why don't you go first?
You don't have a rank.
No, That's why I said that.
Oh, you're trying to be funny. I get it. It's funny.
Jesus.
Right. Sorry, I'm not in a good mindset.
So I gather, back in the Iconian War?
Yeah, that. You know, I don't remember the Iconian War.
I do.
I don't. But I swear I have nightmares about it sometimes.
I suppose even if your memories are erased, it leaves an impression.
Starfleet's conscripting us into service.
I'm not even close to surprised.
It sounds like something the Guard would do, to be honest.
Honestly, something the Guard did do. You have to understand, they're watching planets be blown off the map.
I get that, but doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't mean that people aren't in danger that shouldn't be in danger.
Hell, let's look at it this way. If 150 people can save even one or two people who wouldn't otherwise, I don't consider that a loss. Isn't that selfish of us? I saw what they did. I remember watching our house be destroyed in an orbital bombardment. People were terrified. You couldn't even stop for rest because you didn't know if a herald was going to gate in next to you. Which is why I was coming to see you. I want to volunteer to assist any security forces on the ship.
What? No.
Talus, I'm an Andorian. I know how to fight. I've always known how to fight. You weren't there to protect the family. I had to do it with the rest of our mates. You're all I have left. And
That's right. We're all we have left. I'm not gonna.
Go ahead, finish.
I can't watch you die too.
And I can't sit here and do nothing and end up possibly watching you die without doing anything. We're Andorians. And if there's one thing about our culture that you're going to relearn, we'd rather fight hand in hand with the people we love. And he takes your hand.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Better not, you might need that ass.
Yeah, you start talking to me like that, I'm gonna make you do extra push-ups and laps.
No, just means I'm gonna be a little harder to deal with.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're already a pain in my ass. This is gonna be great.
Well, we've had worse.
There is that. I don't remember it, but I'll take your word for it.
I think you do remember some of it. And he just gives Talus a big hug.
Just don't die on me, or I will kill you.
Don't die on me, or I'll kill you.
She just laughs. And...
Isn't that a popular Andorian?
She's all right. Let's get you to the armory.
Sounds good.
Gonna need
All
to
right.
dust off the cobwebs.
Well, they won't be dusty for long. And with that, we're gonna switch over because Steph wanted to have a quick scene with Mazaka.
Yeah. I would have just left him a message like, at your earliest convenience, please visit my quarters.
Alright, so doo-doo-doo.
Come in.
Psh, and the doctor walks in.
Unlike last time everybody saw Catharis's quarters, it's actually well maintained. And the bookshelf is surprisingly smaller, but filled with different books. And there's a hockey jersey hanging over the bed, and they're like on the floor doing sit-ups and like stop when Masako walks in.
Oh, don't miss doing those.
Well, mindless repetition. It keeps the fear somewhere else than making me run out the airlock.
See, I used to just find that in a bottle of whiskey. Or playing mechs on the holodeck.
I pointed at him when he mentions a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, that's why I have the tea now.
Yeah.
Let's just say 3-bottle-a-day habit on a good day.
3 bottles?
Yeah. I woke up and I didn't know who I was, and I was having these nightmares, and no one was answering my call.
I'm sorry.
Surprisingly, you're not the one I'm mad at.
Oh, I mean, feel free to be mad at him. I'm mad at him all the time.
Good. Is it like this weird, like, you feel
Yes.
it in your chest?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And you want to punch him and hug him at
Yes.
the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Well, not hugging for me.
Giggity.
I don't need... I don't need to know what you two did. If I lost any of those memories, thank God.
Oh, you did. Walked in on us several times.
Great. Glad that's gone. Along with
Kishin
everything else.
Kishin culture isn't so uptight about that. Ted, on the other hand,
I've been learning. No, I've been learning. I have a partner. Will have time. Is weird.
I'll say. Anything else I need to know about you?
He's Frosten.
There's just a lot of like, yeah.
I cook.
Got that from me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's nice to do something with a knife other than stab people.
It's nice to know you're doing something with a knife that isn't stabbing people.
I use they pronouns now.
Non-binary.
I guess. And I just shrug.
Okay.
And I think this is yours, and I'm gonna pull a book off of my nightstand and toss it towards him.
Is it the book that I think it is?
Yeah.
He picks it up and he goes, "This book is yours now. And probably more fitting to your situation than mine these days."
I think I've read it like 4 times.
Many more to go. It's yours. Keep it. And he hands it back.
I don't know what I did with your work. I don't know what Ariel was like before, but
Well, I'm here. I might be able to shed some light on that.
All right, that'd be something to do. We lost her for a bit, and it was scary.
She's as much a part of your crew as anyone else.
Yeah, I didn't know I made her until the trial.
There's going to be a trial.
Yeah.
Something tells me you're going to be solving a lot of my problems, aren't you?
I don't know. Do you have a lot of problems?
I work for the Daystrom Institute. I am currently involved in several lawsuits involving artificial intelligence rights.
Well, I think I might have kicked some doors open.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you
I
just
did
kind
it
of-
for her.
You did it because it was the right thing to do.
Well, between that and letting Komarova rip her out of my ship, what the hell was I supposed to do?
She was going to rip it out.
She didn't like. There was a whole idea of the ship is Starfleet property. Ariel is not Starfleet property. What do we do? Because Ariel's body is the ship.
Oh, it's a complicated issue that's not going to be easily resolved because they're both right.
Yeah. But it was a step in the right direction, either way.
Indeed. And I just have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a good person?
I ask myself that every morning.
Then the answer is yes, and that makes you 100 million times better than who you were.
I try to make each day a little bit better than the day before.
And there's the child I never had. And he gives you a great big hug.
I hug him back. I was gonna try and make some food. I found this recipe, but I don't know if we have enough of the stuff on board. Wanna raid the kitchen with me?
Sounds like a plan.
Excellent. I'm trying to get Kagon to eat chicken.
Oh, this will be fascinating. Actually, I'm kind of... Should I be worried he's going to try to eat Tabasco? My dog, not the hot sauce.
You named the dog Tabasco?
Well, because it means he's going to come to Ted's name, too, when someone uses the full version. And then the doors close as you walk. Crap. And now it's time for a scene with two other characters. That needs to be taken care of.
I'm gonna assume that Harris is on the outside of whatever quarters Drake has grabbed.
Yeah.
Do you want to build a snowman?
It's gonna be just doing chiming.
Enter.
Come in. Actually holding a couple bottles of beer.
Well, now this is an occasion.
Yeah, things are a little unusual at the moment, and I toss him a bottle.
Thank you, but I'm gonna abstain from this if you don't mind.
Why is that?
Well,
Harrison
because
pops
of...
it open.
He goes, well, if we get boarded in the next half an hour, I'd like to be able to shoot straight.
Managed to sneak in a phaser in this room? Something I didn't know about?
Well, let's just say it's not hard for me to get out and find one.
I don't know. Lieutenant's pretty thorough.
That she is. But regardless, I promise the only people I'd be shooting are Iconians.
Thankful for that.
You might
Listen.
need it.
I just got a request.
Stay the
from
fuck out of
Lintex.
the way.
No.
Hmm.
I got a request from Lieutenant's husband asking to actually join the security staff. We're going to need every resource that we can if we're going to survive living in this era for who knows how long.
And I'm assuming that includes me.
You do have a very significant set of skills that could be useful in this circumstance.
That I do.
And personal feelings aside, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you for help.
And I would understand it if you didn't. Regardless, I was going to offer anyways.
Really?
Well, something tells me Commander Catheris is going to have their hands full for the next few weeks. I'm offering my services as an intelligence officer.
Thank you.
You know that means you have to wear the uniform, right?
Oh, I know that. Although, do I really need to around here? This is armored already.
Wear the uniform. It'll help you blend in.
I don't think I can blend in amongst this crew at all, unfortunately.
No, but at least there'll be some solidarity.
All right.
One more thing. This is just solely the problem as is. And you probably know already that I'm not planning on staying here for the entire war.
I kind of figured kind of what everyone else would like, too.
There's just far too much temptation.
Can I get you to do an insight check?
Absolutely.
Insight command using any intelligence or interrogation focus you have.
I do have an intelligence operative.
All right.
Insight command. You know, I'm gonna use momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, for cautious.
All right. And this is going to be an opposed check.
Yeah, glad I'm grabbing at them.
So this will be So insight
It's a
command for you. Control security for him.
Okay.
And roll.
Damn it.
You're
I'm
using
the wrong person. I'm gonna reroll that 0.
Yeah.
Wrong sheet.
3. No, where's the
Alright.
right sheet?
Oh.
It's just doing it wrong again tonight.
I just put the wrong label on it. It's good.
So
You can actually change what it says.
Oh, yeah,
at
I know,
the
I did, yeah.
bottom, but
Yep.
So he tries to hide it, but you see, like he's holding back something. He wants to say something, but he feels like he can't.
What's on your mind, Frank?
I know you want to get out of here as soon as you can. I know that you're not.
You're in a loop, aren't you?
Well, specifically, let's just say I heard from someone else who ran into a different one of this era's crew. And let me tell you, when Catheris comes to me to tell me something, it's not a good sign.
That's disappointing. I honestly don't know how much longer I can stay here without doing something.
I don't mean yours.
Hmm?
I mean, it was the other version of Catheris.
I know.
Well,
I'm saying that the idea that we're still going to be stuck here for the next 6 months is...
well, it won't be 6 months.
I just don't know how much longer I can be here and not try to contact Linda in some way.
If you want, I can give you help with that.
No!
I
God,
meant
no.
I meant simply changing the communications array to not allow you to send a message to
No.
the Pioneer.
No, I'm pretty sure Catheras would literally have your head if you did anything like that.
Oh, I'm sure of that. But we don't have to tell them.
be honest-
Caceres would actually support this.
To be perfectly honest, I don't know if you could do anything that I couldn't break. Aside from literally breaking it.
I suppose I could find a way to guilt you into not doing it.
We'll see. And one last thing.
Go ahead.
Obviously, the situation is going to be permanent, and we're going to go back to where we were before.
You mean with the mutual loathing and the wanting to beat the crap out of each other?
I mean that you know that I know. Literally.
Yeah,
Sounds
that was a mistake.
I'm not sure it
Really?
was.
You realize when you get back, she's gonna draft you, right?
To be perfectly honest, when I get back, I'm not sure I'm going to be in Starfleet anymore.
He just goes, you realize she's going to draft you. There is going to be a choice in the matter.
Frank, my only concern when we get back, when I get my people back to where they need to be, is finding my son. Everything else is going to be secondary.
And Drake, again, squeeze closer, goes, she's going to draft you. And I guarantee you, regardless of what the outcome of that is, you're not going to have a choice in this. That's why this was a mistake. She was content to let you go. Honestly, you were doing better as a Starfleet officer than one of us. But you know too much now.
I'm going to say this with as much calm and consideration as I can. When we get back, if anyone gets in the way of me and my son, I will kill them.
Even if that's your own mother?
Anyone.
Well, I won't say I won't like the promotion, but you realize I'll have to kill you before then.
You can try.
Well, I guess I have one reason to survive this war. I got something to look forward to.
And if you kill me, Catheris is going to come after you, so...
Well, honestly, I'm less scared of your version of Catheris than mine.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that's
Caceres has a reason to care.
Yeah, Harrison just kind of laughs and drinks his beer.
You didn't see them kill 3 members of the Klingon High Council.
No, I got the report on it.
You didn't see it, though. And I left a bunch out.
Report to the commander at 0600 hours. Don't be out of uniform.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mm-hmm. Remember what I said? He just kind of like does a little bit of finger gun and walks out.
And so as you walk out, if this was a show, the camera just kind of pans to him, and it's just, there's a look of just... He just looks sad at that moment. Alright. Anything else anyone wants to do tonight? Since we've got like 20 minutes left.
Journey, you got back. You got anything?
The only thing I could think of is maybe a scene with Kagan about his eye.
Ooh, yeah. Good
That-
call.
Yeah, that might actually need to be addressed. So, we'll just scoot on over to sickbay here.
I'm just imagining Kagan just complaining about the chicken the entire.
Does Kagan not like chicken? Do you not know something? Do you know something I don't?
No, I'm just making it like this stupid joke.
He likes chicken when he kills the.
It tastes like Eppo.
Tastes strange cooked.
Anyways, in sick bay.
Doctor, you wish to see me?
Yes, Lieutenant Commander. I've been going over possible schematics while I've had a moment here that could possibly be used for a cybernetic eye, if you will. I was wondering if you'd like to have a look over them to input any special specifications that you'd want.
Ah, excellent. Yes, that does interest me. I've been having headaches from trying to use the scientific instrument panels on the bridge. I'm not accustomed to having one eye.
I can understand. And Vrask will hand over a pad with 2 or 3 different schematics for eyes and see which one that Kagon likes the
This one offers spectrographic analysis. Am I reading that correctly?
Could you say that again?
So this one offers spectrographic analysis. Am I reading that correctly?
Yes.
That would be most useful.
It's surprising how easy it is looking at these and understanding how they work. It allows me to find a sense of calm where I didn't think there would be.
Do you think this was something you worked on before Nimbus?
It's entirely possible. I don't know, but I find myself very energized and very intrigued by machines and cybernetics, and it's interesting knowing that there is something there that I used to enjoy and that I still enjoy, but not knowing why or how I gained the knowledge or skills.
Correct me if I'm mistaken, Doctor, but the Teferi culture prides itself on balance. Is that correct?
From what I've been able to read, yes.
Then perhaps what you are experiencing is a sense of fulfillment in finding a balance between the technological and the biological.
That's entirely possible. I did not think to look at it that way. But it does make sense. I have many ideas floating around and schematics I've worked up. I've even had some ideas and some small designs for possibly working on some sort of actual form or body, as you would say, for Ariel. In passing, not something I would directly show her just yet.
You know I can hear you, Doctor.
I was hoping you would be polite and not say anything, Ariel.
We'll talk later.
Yes, Ariel. My apologies.
It sounds, Doctor, like you have perhaps found a calling. Everybody has one.
I might.
And answering that
have.
calling is something that makes us great. Follow it.
I think I'll do that. Though we still have plenty in the here and now for me to focus on and make sure that nothing happens to the...
Yes, that is a matter all its own. We should not be here, and I chafe at Starfleet presuming it can keep us here against our will, and against their own directive.
I don't presume to know to understand or know how Starfleet thinks or what their ideas might be, but
Well, neither do they.
Well, if there is a good reason that we should stay here, the most we can do is probably help if we can. There is, after all, as my species would say, a balance to everything.
So the Neferi is telling the Klingon to consider the balance?
In not so many words, but yes.
The greatest balance is served by preserving the timeline, Doctor. Even aiding others could interfere with the development of our timeline. We could see ourselves cease to exist.
That's true. Or this is something that's already happened, and the people that we meet or might not meet are simply things that have already happened to shape our future timeline.
Yeah, predestination paradox. Pah. Don't get me started.
I will not do so in order to keep your temper. So, have you chosen one of the... Do any of these eyes look acceptable to you?
I think this one would be best. He says, pointing at one of the ones he's been looking at.
Ah, nice.
The form matches, and I find the function useful in the course of my scientific duties.
I was hoping to help with that. I can see about starting to design it and put it into actuality over the next... Well, we'll see how long it takes. But hopefully we'll be able to have it up and running and in use soon enough so that you can do your duties as they should be.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's what I'm here for.
Alright.
In
Well-
the meantime, Graz has just been getting very nervous. Not nervous, but just sort of antsy. Just not doing anything and being...
He's been like running up and down the halls.
Yeah, he's just has nowhere to place his nervous energy right now. So
He's been playing flight simulators.
he's been he's been pretty much been pacing the bridge. Just generally making a nuisance of himself.
It's just a pillar going.
Yes, pretty much. He's going
speaking
slightly
of-
crazy.
Well, we're gonna now skip ahead to the bridge for our final scene of the night. You guys are... It's the morning, time has passed, and there's an incoming hail from the Admiral.
On screen.
Captain, we have a mission that falls right up your alley. We have identified an Iconian attack vector near your location. They aren't going to be attacking a planet. There are a series of diplomats. They're returning to their home planets after visiting the Federation Council on Earth. We want you to go and rendezvous with them before the Iconians attack them.
Get them out of the line of fire, or...
Well, that would be the best course option, yes. Captain, you're also going to have to talk with the Admiral on board your ship. One of the diplomats present is the current King of Delphi. And that's where we're ending tonight's episode.
No!
Oh my god.